Submarine Cable 101. How many cables are there? As of early 2024, we track 574 active and planned submarine cables. The total number of active cables is constantly changing as new cables enter service and older cables are decommissioned. How do cables work? Modern submarine cables use fiber optic technology. Lasers on one end fire at extremely rapid rates down thin glass fibers to receptors at the other end of the cable. These glass fibers are wrapped in layers of plastic and sometimes steel wire for protection. Submarine cable schematic parts of a submarine cable. How thick are undersea cables? For most of its journey across the ocean, a cable is typically as wide as a garden hose. The filaments that carry light signals are extremely thin, roughly the diameter of a human hair. These fibers are sheathed in a few layers of insulation and protection. Cables laid nearer to shore use extra layers of armoring for enhanced protection. Do the cables actually lie on the bottom of the ocean floor? Yes, cables go all the way down. Nearer to the shore, cables are buried under the seabed for protection, which explains why you don't see cables when you go to the beach. But in the deep sea, they are laid directly on the ocean floor. Of course, considerable care is taken to ensure cables follow the safest path to avoid fault zones, fishing zones, anchoring areas, and other dangers. To reduce inadvertent damage, the undersea cable industry also spends a lot of time educating other marine industries on the location of cables. Transatlantic seabed profile example. Transatlantic cable route seabed profile. How many kilometers of cable are there? As of early 2024, we believe there are nearly 1.4 million kilometers of submarine cables in service globally. Some cables are quite short, like the 131-kilometer Celtics Connect cable between Ireland, the United Kingdom. In contrast, others are incredibly long, such as the 20,000-kilometer Asia-America Gateway cable. Where are these cables? The best way to answer this is to visit Telegeography's Submarine Cable Map. We're constantly updating this free resource to illustrate the world's active and planned cables. As you will see on the map, nearly all countries that have a coastline are connected to a submarine cable. Countries must have multiple cables to ensure reliable connectivity in case there is damage to a cable. Why are there many cables between some continents, but no cables between Australia and South America, for instance? To answer this, I'll start with a quote from Henry David Thoreau. Our inventions are wont to be pretty toys, which distract our attention from serious things. They are but improved means to an unimproved end. We are in great haste to construct a magnetic telegraph from Maine to Texas. But Maine and Texas, it may be, have nothing important to communicate. Undersea cables are built between locations that have something important to communicate. Europe, Asia, and Latin America all have large amounts of data to send and receive from North America. This includes internet backbone operators, ensuring that emails and phone calls are connected, and content providers who need to link their massive data centers to each other. This explains why you see so many cables along these major routes. Conversely, there's just not much data that needs to go between Australia and South America directly. If that situation were to change, you can be sure someone would build a new cable in the South Pacific.